Why is this so wobbly? I mean, to be fair, maybe if I didn't take 3 months in between filming videos, I wouldn't forget how to set up a tripod. Am I crooked? I might be crooked, but we're just gonna go with it so I can get started before I change my mind again. Hi! Long time no see. Again. I took a break and then I came back in September and then I ended up taking another break unintentionally. So in September, I had been doing Bookopoly-thon. I put up a vlog for the first half of it, and then I did film completely, like from beginning to outro, the vlog for the second half of Bookopoly-thon, and then I never got around to editing it, and so it never went up. And then life happened, 2020 happened, and here we are in December. My Christmas tree is up. My fall decorations are still up. That's how life is going right now. So I hope you're all doing well. I've been trying to keep up with videos the best I can. I haven't really been doing a whole lot of commenting, which is my bad. I'm sorry. I know that really helps out channels, but I have been watching people's videos and trying to keep up the best I can. But in everything that's been going on, this is, by the way, this is just going to be kind of like a chatty life update video. So if you're not interested in that, feel free to disregard, feel free to click off the video. It's fine. I won't take it personally. I haven't really been around. But yeah, through everything that happened, or through everything that's been going on, my husband and I had a lot of time at home together, which we will get into. We've been watching a lot of YouTube together, so it hasn't been a whole lot of BookTube, but yeah, we've been watching van videos and tasty videos and all kinds of just random stuff. So yeah, that's that. Where to go? What have I been reading? So in this unintentional break, I've done a little bit of reading. I have finished The Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Edgedancer, which is like the little novella in between the second and third book of Stormlight, and I'm almost a quarter of the way through Oathbringer. What else? Other than that, I haven't really, I mean, that's a decent amount right there. That's a big chunk of reading, but other than that, I haven't really done too much reading. I've been reading a few things on my Kindle. I finished a couple of just like fluffy contemporaries, and I'm in the middle of another one. Oh, I read The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren. That's another no for me. I loved Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating and The Unhoneymooners so much. I really thought Christina Lauren was going to be like a new favorite for me. And then Twice in a Blue Moon and The Honey Don't List were just like complete flops for me. I didn't like either of them. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Yeah. Other than that, I was reading Discovery of Witches. Really? Like, is that the name of the book? Yeah, A Discovery of Witches. I just totally blanked on that. I was reading A Discovery of Witches. I kind of put it on the back burner now because now is obviously December, so I want to get into all my Christmassy books. So I'm excited about that. I actually have one over there right now. I don't remember what it's called. Like, At the Corner of Holly and Ivy or something. I don't know. It's just a contemporary romance Christmas book, which are like my favorite thing. So I hope to read a lot of those this month. But yeah, sorry, I didn't really go into thoughts on Stormlight because this is just kind of a chatty catch-up video, so I'm going to go into that. I probably will do... I really need to stop saying that I'm going to be making videos, considering I keep making a video and then not posting for 3 months. But I intend at some point to make a dedicated video for Stormlight. Maybe after I read Rhythm of War, I'm not sure, but that hopefully will come eventually, so I'm not going to talk too much about it in this video. What else? Thanksgiving was great. We just did, the two of us, Jim and I, we stayed home. We didn't see our families. We didn't do anything. but we ended up cooking the whole meal for ourselves. Like, so we had like everything. We just did like a turkey breast, and then we did all the sides, and then we just ate it for the entire long weekend that we were home from work. So that was good. Okay, so let's talk about the big thing that happened in my life the past couple of months. I'll preface it by saying everyone is fine. Everything is fine. We're all good. We're back to normal. Everything is great. Nobody has any lasting anything going on. But in October, my husband went to help a friend move. And they were together. There were 3 of them. It was my husband, his best friend, and his best friend's brother. They were moving some furniture. They were together for a few hours. They were not wearing masks, as you usually don't when you're with people that you are close to or whatever, you're comfortable around. And that was on a Saturday. And then Monday morning, my husband got the call from his friend. Hey, just so you know, I just tested positive for COVID. You might want to get tested. So my husband went. Well, he couldn't go right away because I don't know how it is in other states, but Rhode Island, like, he called on a Monday and he couldn't get a test until Wednesday. Luckily, he got the results really fast that time, so that was good. But so he scheduled his test on a Monday. Wednesday, he went and got the test. On Tuesday, he had started kind of getting a headache that just kind of lingered, like it didn't go away. And then Wednesday, he went to get his test. Thursday, he got his results back, and he was positive. So, we both immediately, locked ourselves in the house. We had to, do the contact tracing for the state. Work, he had to do an additional, check-in every day. So what it is you do the original, you get tested positive, you do your contact tracing, tell them who you've been in contact with, where you've been, and all that stuff. And then the state contacts those people. So then I got a phone call, you've been in contact with somebody, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, it's my husband. You have to tell them who you've been in contact with, which for me was nobody. We locked ourselves in the house. We ordered groceries online for the first time, so that was interesting. We had never used Instacart or anything like that before, so that was an interesting experience. But I don't know if it's normally really good, but we got a really good shopper, and they found every single thing on our list. And there was one thing they couldn't find, and they replaced it with the perfect replacement. So that was awesome. I liked that. If you have COVID, you're supposed to isolate for 10 days. But since we have a house that has 1 bathroom, that's one of the benchmarks, I guess. Since we have a house with 1 bathroom, I was considered in isolation with him. So then he had to isolate for 10 days. And then after his isolation was over was when my 14-day quarantine started. So I was out of work for 3 weeks. He was out of work for 10 days, but then he was working from home anyway. But yeah, so in that time, it's a weird thing because you're at home and you're like, oh, I have all this free time to do whatever I want. And at the beginning I was like, oh, I can, film a bunch of BookTube videos. I'll do a bunch of reading, all this stuff. I'm going to work out all the time, every day. I have all day, every day. But then there's also this underlying feeling of okay, but what if I get really sick? What if Jim gets really sick? And it was a big thing for him. He actually ended up wearing a mask around the house because he was just so worried about getting me sick. I've had a lot of stuff going on with my health this year, between ending up in the ER, been having breathing issues. I don't know if it's anxiety related or something else. I haven't been able to, my doctor and I haven't really fully talked about it yet, to kind of figure out what's going on. But yeah, so that caused Jim a lot of anxiety. So in this house, I'm the anxious one. I get anxious about everything. Jim is the level-headed one. He's always cool as a cucumber. I've only seen him freak out a couple of times, and it was because of very, 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 very serious things. So when I say he had like a freak out panic attack, something happen over the idea of me getting sick because I've had some health issues recently. Like, it was hard. And I don't think people, well, I can't say I don't think people really think about that, but like, everybody's so caught up with like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, oh, 99% of people that get it are fine. Like, whatever. It's emotional. Like, it takes a toll on you, like, emotionally. And I was technically on a 3-week vacation from work, and I've never been more stressed out. And he's never been more stressed out. And it was just not fun. Like, just the constant feeling of like, okay, cool, most people are fine, but what if? Like, something could happen. All that to say, like I said, we're fine. I never got sick. I never had any symptoms of any kind. I'm back to work now. Jim's back to work now. He had his main thing, his biggest thing was he had a headache that lingered for like 4 or 5 days, like all day, every day. It would not go away. And then he had a little bit of like cold-like symptoms, not even necessarily flu-like symptoms. He never got a fever. He never felt nauseous or had any stomach issues or anything. But he had like a stuffy nose, a runny nose, like his throat got a little bit sore. But mostly his big thing was the headache. The friend that he got it from was a little bit less lucky. He too is fine, but he had kind of the more like heard of, like he had the chest tightness, the trouble breathing, like the really bad flu-like symptoms. He lost his sense of taste. He lost his sense of smell. And those didn't come back for a few weeks. I believe he's fine now. He said he's feeling well. I don't 100% know if the taste and smell have come back yet, but I think they have. And then the third guy tested negative. He didn't get anything, so good for him. But yeah, so that kind of took up my whole November because by the time I was out of quarantine and back to work, it was almost Thanksgiving. So I was very busy at work. And that's another thing, like just walking into my work right before a holiday and having no idea. Like, I hadn't been there to do my orders. I had no idea what my coolers and freezers looked like. Like, it was a mess. Like, my backup, like, my full-time person that stepped in for me while I was out did an amazing job. We just got a new part-timer before I went out. He's doing an amazing job. So they did great. I'm not saying that they did a bad job, but it's just that feeling of like, I haven't been here. I don't know. I haven't had my hands on things. And I feel like I felt completely out of control. I didn't, like, it was bad. It was really bad timing. It was very bad timing. So, yeah, that whole week leading up to Thanksgiving was just, like, a stress fest. But then Thanksgiving was great. I had a 4-day weekend. Like I said, we just stayed at home. There was no running around. Like, his family lives here in Rhode Island. My family lives in, like, the South Shore of Massachusetts, like near the Cape. So it's an 1.5 hour ride to get to my family. So usually on Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and stuff, we're at his family's early and then we have to drive all the way to my family, all the way. I mean, I know some people drive like 7 hours, 10 hours, fly to go see family, but for someone that hates driving, an 1.5 hours is good enough for me. Yeah, so usually we go there and then we end up driving home really late at night. And so it was kind of nice to just like have Thanksgiving in our pajamas. We never had to get dressed. We never left the house. It was nice. I actually really enjoyed that. And that leads us to now. So it's the beginning of December. Like I said, my Christmas tree is up. Our stockings are up. We haven't yet put away our fall decorations. Yeah, I need to get on that. But I'm on vacation from work this week. I didn't even tell you. The best thing that happened when I got back from being out for 3 weeks because my husband had COVID-19 and his best friend had COVID-19 and all these people around me. You know what one of my coworkers said to me when I got back? She came over. She was talking about whatever. And then I don't remember exactly what got said. This was like a few weeks ago now, but she turns to me, my first day back from being out on COVID leave, and says, "Yeah, I'm not really into the virus." I'm glad you're not into it because it was just in my house. So I don't really have a choice but to be into it, but I'm glad you're not into it. So you're not freaking out about everything. That's great for you. Really? Really? That's what you're going to say to somebody when they come back from being out because their husband had the virus? You're just going to say you're not into it? That is so frustrating. After having experience with it firsthand, yeah, okay, my husband's fine. Guess what? He's also young and healthy. Like, it's so frustrating to me to hear people say things like that now, like even more so than before. So when she said that to me, like, obviously it's a coworker, so you don't want to like be rude or like mean or start, I don't know. Like, I'm not a confrontational person, so I'm not going to sit there and be like, listen, I wanted to, but I didn't. But I just kind of had to smile and like, oh, like, that's such a weird thing to say to somebody that's just been out because their husband had the virus. Now I'm on a real vacation from work. I have a week, and this is the week that I normally do all of like my like Christmas shopping and decorating and everything. This year I don't think we're really doing any, like, I think Christmas is probably going to be the same as our Thanksgiving was, just the two of us at home, you know, kind of relaxing. But yeah, I had vacation time because I got like the COVID thing came from a different, I didn't have to use my personal vacation for that. So I'm on vacation for the week. I'm excited. I'm feeling like maybe finally 2020 is done screwing with me and I can sit down and film some videos this week. So I'm excited about that. I have had a couple people ask me how I'm doing and like check in on me, and I really appreciate that. And this video is just telling you I've been fine. We had some stuff going on, but we are good. Everything is good. But yeah, what else? Is there anything else? The Mandalorian is back on TV. I'm excited about that. If you watch that, he will always be Baby Yoda, if you know what I mean. I guess that's it. Now that I sit here for like a minute and just stare off into space. Not much else going on. Mostly it was just like the COVID thing just kind of threw us for a loop and stressed us out really bad. Oh, what did I end up doing during those 3 weeks? I legitimately sat on the couch and, well, I watched YouTube with my husband, but I watched some random Korean drama on Netflix that was not even that great. But I used to be, when I was in college, I was super into Asian dramas. I watched Japanese dramas, Korean dramas, Taiwanese dramas. I watched them all. And so it was just kind of like a weird flashback for me to watch it. I was like, flashback to another lifetime of when I used to be super into that. So that was interesting. But that's like literally what I did with my 3 weeks. That is my little life update. I guess I'm going to end it here. This was super rambly. It's probably going to end up being super long even after I edit it down. I've been rambling for 31 minutes, so we'll see if I can edit that down a little bit. I don't think anybody cares about my life that much to watch that long. But yeah, I guess that's it. And hopefully I will be back soon. Hopefully I will get lots of stuff filmed this week, but I feel like every time I say that, something happens. So no promises, but hopefully I will see you again soon. And until then, I hope everybody stays safe and healthy. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.